All right, guys, this is the before. See, nice and shiny. Not bad looking, just not exactly the look that I'm going for. And then there's the after. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the PatriotDIY channel. Today I'm going to show you how to turn a piece of galvanized corrugated metal like this into this. I have a project going on inside the shop here where I'm facing the walls with some barn wood and other materials, and kind of the look I'm going for is a real rustic antique-y look. And part of that, along the bottom of the wall, I'm going to be using some of this corrugated metal. And I spent a lot of time trying to source some old corrugated metal from Craigslist, Marketplace, or even just barns around my area. And I had a hard time finding what I was looking for. And what I ultimately decided to do was to go ahead and get some brand new corrugated galvanized metal from my local Lowe's. And all you really need to turn this into this is two products. You're gonna need some muriatic acid and some peroxide. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. That helps us out a whole lot. All right, guys, so I'm gonna take you around here and kind of give you an overview of what the total project is gonna be, and then I'll give you a step-by-step guide on how to get this look from your corrugated metal. All right, guys, excuse my mess back here, but this is what I got. A while back, I tore down an old tobacco barn. I am gonna do a full video on that and how to process this reclaimed wood, so make sure you stick around for that. But this is what I got. We're gonna get this cleaned up, and that's gonna be going on the wall just above this corrugated metal that we're working on now. All right, guys, so this whole big wall back here behind me, if you followed our videos, you know that I have a room back here off the side of my shop that I'm gonna be turning into kind of a bar hangout area. And the ultimate look I'm going for is like an 1800s saloon type look. And what we're gonna be doing, since I'm not sure I have quite enough of that old barn wood, is at the bottom of the wall, the bottom 3-foot section of that wall, I'm going to be using this corrugated metal as kind of a wainscot. And to make it go with our rustic and antique feel that we're going for, we wanted to rust it. So that's the process we're going to show you right now. All right, the first thing we're gonna do to prep this metal is we're gonna give it a good sanding, and I'm gonna be using some 120 grit sandpaper and this sanding pad. I will link to all this stuff as well as the chemicals we're gonna be using in the description below, so make sure you check those out. You can also use steel wool or whatever you have at hand. The main goal is just to rough up that outer coating that's on this galvanized metal so that our chemicals can really eat down and work their magic on this metal. All right, guys, next thing we're gonna use is the muriatic acid. Now, this is some really serious stuff, so you wanna make sure you keep yourself protected and wear stuff like chemical resistant gloves, eye protection, and probably even a mask or respirator, because this stuff puts off some pretty nasty fumes. Now, what we want to do is carefully transfer this muriatic acid into a spray bottle. Now, I definitely recommend getting yourself a few spray bottles, because what I found is that after a certain amount of time of that acid being in the spray bottle, it will start to eat away at your sprayer and it will not work correctly anymore. So you want to go ahead and have a few spray bottles ready. I think I used 4 for this project. Now, first I'm going to set my sprayer on more of a direct stream so I can hit some individual areas on the panel sporadically in different areas to get a higher concentration of rust in certain areas. What you'll notice later is that the areas where this muriatic acid settles on the panel, that's where you're going to get most of your rusting. So after I've done that kind of randomly over all these panels, I'm going to switch my sprayer on over to more of a misting spray, and I'm just going to spray the entire panel, trying to hit every nook and cranny on this metal. Now I'll give you guys a closer look here at what's actually happening as I'm spraying this on here. You can really see that acid start to bubble and simmer and really eat away at that coating on the metal. And that's exactly what it's doing. It's eating away that shiny outer coating of the galvanized metal, and ultimately what it's gonna leave you with is a nice dull, dark, matte finish. After I was sure I had coated all the panels good, I let that sit on there for about 15 to 30 minutes. Now we're ready to go back with the peroxide. We're gonna do the same thing and put this peroxide into a spray bottle, and we're gonna spray it all over the panel. And you'll notice that almost instantly, everywhere that muriatic acid has settled, it's gonna almost instantly start to rust. Once I've got peroxide all over these panels, I'm gonna let that do its thing, and you're gonna wanna let this sit for at least a day. I actually let mine sit for about a week outside after putting the peroxide on there, and when I got back to it after a week, I was really happy with the result. All right, guys, this is the before. See, nice and shiny. Not bad looking, just not exactly the look that I'm going for. And then there's the after. That is just a huge difference. You can see that muriatic acid takes off that top coating, that shiny layer, and then the peroxide gives it that nice rusty look. Yeah, that is awesome. So once you've got the look you want, what I did was I went back with the water hose and I just rinsed the whole thing off to get off any residual acid or chemicals that may be on it. And once that dries, you're good to go. Now, I have seen some people that'll go back and put a clear coat over this to really lock it in. I haven't done that with mine, but I may decide to go back and do that in the future. So it's been a little over a week since I did mine, and this is kind of the result you can expect. There's a lot of variation in the color just depending on where that acid settled on the panels, and that's exactly what I wanted. You can see there's some really deep, heavy rusting in some areas, and in some areas you have kind of that white corrosion on there. I think this turned out great, and it's exactly the look I was going for. All right, guys, that's it for how to rust or age your galvanized metal. I'm really happy with the results. I hope this video helped you out, guys. If it did, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell, and give us a big old thumbs up. And don't forget, guys, I'm gonna have links to everything we used in this video in the description below if you wanna get that stuff for yourself. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.